No. That's not gonna work. My client won't accept a penny less than $2 million. Okay, yeah, call me back and let me know. Thank you. Bye. Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry about that. Just taking care of some business. It's Tristan Scott here, and I got an amazing video for you guys today. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to buy a rental property. Let's get into it.
You know the things, man, you feeling like you a king. They tryna really stop you, but you know there ain't no stopping. Failure's not an option, yeah, we gotta get it poppin'. Every day we working, yeah, every day we thinking. Putting that working, cause we really be blinking when we thinking about the future. Never ever losing, you know we are cruising to the finish line. Got success on our mind, like all of the time. Thinking about the grind, never slowing down, tilting down the crown. Let me go again. Coming with a new flow, stacking up the new.
Step number 1, the down payment. So typically, when you're buying an investment property, a lender would like to see you put down at least 20% of the purchase price. Now, what that means is for a home that costs $500,000, a lender would need you to put down $100,000 of your own money. Now, there's ways around this. For example, if you've never bought a property before, you constitute what is called a first-time home buyer. Now, in Ontario and in Canada, there's a program where you can buy your first home for as little as 5% down. So that means on a property of $500,000, you will only have to put down $25,000. Now, you're thinking, Tristan, how can this be a rental property if I'm going to be living there? Well, there's some properties that are called duplexes and triplexes. In these properties, you can live in one unit and rent out the others to cover or pay off the mortgage completely. This investment strategy is known as house hacking. I'm going to put the link below to my house hacking video where you can learn more information about this investment strategy. But if you already have a home, let's just continue along how to buy an additional property and get that rental income coming in. Step number 2, credit score. So you can click the link below to learn more about how to build your credit. But credit is essential when you are buying real estate. You see, the better your credit score, the better interest rates that you'll have, which means the cheaper that your mortgage payments will be every single month. A credit score above 750 is ideal. If you can, you want to get it high above that number as possible. The better your credit, the cheaper the interest on the loan, which means the lower your monthly payments, which means the bigger your profit. Step number 3?
I think it was 3.
Okay, step number 3, tax returns. So the lender is going to want to see at least 2 years of your tax return statements. They're going to take the average from the last year and the year before that to determine what is your average yearly income. Now they want to see your debt to income ratio. The higher your income and the lower your debt, the better your ratio will be. Step number 4. Step number 4 is simple. You want to go to the bank or a mortgage broker and get yourself a pre-approval letter. In this document, it will tell you exactly what you can comfortably afford given your circumstances with your credit as well as with your tax return income statements. So having this pre-approval will give you a firm guideline of what exactly you can afford, as well as what you can expect to pay each month to pay for the property. Step number 5. Now we can let the games begin. So you got all your documents in place, you did all your due diligence in regards to the financial part. Now is the fun part. You can start looking at properties. Now that we know what you can comfortably afford, We can go out and start seeing some properties in person so you can get a better idea of exactly what is available out there within your budget and what kind of options you have on the market. Step number 6. Step number 6 is you want to determine the cash flow. You see, you're not going into real estate to lose money. Every month you want to be sure that you're making positive cash flow. You want to make sure that the rental income that you're generating from the property is greater than your expenses. So the mortgage, your insurance, the taxes, as well as the maintenance. And you also got to take vacancies into consideration as well. So you want to determine the cash flow. You see, the majority of properties that you see all around you in your neighborhood are not ideal for investment. Most properties are just made for a family to live in and for them to raise their family or give them a place to live. But you as an investor, you're not looking for a place to live. You already have that. You're looking to generate income. So to generate income, you got to look at what is the average rental income for a property like this in this city or this location. And you also got to see what will your monthly expenses be. Once you do that and calculate the financials, you can see how much profit or how much rental income bigger than your expenses you'll be making every single month. Step number 7. I think this is a good strategy. I suggest looking into homes that are in need of minor renovations. Why? Because these properties are often priced below comparable properties that are already fixed or below the actual market value. This can allow you to improve the property, not only increasing your equity, but also making the property more appealing for future tenants. Some profitable areas where renovations give you the highest return for your dollar in terms of investment versus how much the house will appreciate in value is number 1, the kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home. If the kitchen is nice, you're off to a good start. So if you can find a place that needs renos in the kitchen, I would think this is a good place. Another place where you get high return for your dollar is the bathrooms. Kitchen and bathrooms, this is where you get the biggest return for your investment in terms of renovation. Now, when I said in need of renovation, you got to be careful. You don't want a property with lots of damage, big issues such as the foundation or the roof or any structural issues, especially as a first-time investor. You want to look for places that have a good, solid structure. In real estate, we call it good bones, and where you can make some minor changes. So some minor changes, for example, would be changing the flooring, taking out carpet, putting down laminate or vinyl or hardwood, right? In addition to that would be painting the walls. Maybe the walls are a terrible color, just put some paint on the walls. I suggest a light gray, which is very popular now in today's market. It's a neutral color, but it's also bright, makes the place look spacious and big. And like I said, you want to, upgrade the kitchen and the bathrooms. Step number 8. Now that you started to look at houses and you've started to consider houses that may need some repair or some renos, now is the time to start making offers. So when you're making offers, it's quite common that you will have to make several offers and see several properties before finally being able to pick one up off of the market. Especially in today's market, there's lots of competition out there and limited supply. But with persistence, you will overcome all resistance and get a great investment property for an amazing price. Step number 9. So when you're making offers, there's a few different things you want to keep in mind, okay? So when you submit your offer, there's different kinds of offers you can submit. One is called a firm offer. A firm offer is one that has no conditions. It's once they accept it, bada bing, bada boom, the deal is done. Another type of offer is conditional. I would highly suggest, especially if you're making an investment in a property that is in need of some repair, to put the offer of inspection. This will allow you to get a certified home inspector to come to the property and do all of the due diligence to make sure that the property is in good condition and that there are no surprises. They'll look at everything from the foundation to the structure to the toilets to the plumbing to the electrical to the roof. Everything they'll take a good look at and let you know exactly what needs to be repaired, what issues may arise, and what you got to look out for. So I highly recommend you put an offer with the condition of inspection. Step number 10, understand closing costs. So in addition to your down payment, you also need to set aside additional money for your closing cost. This will be covering certain things like your lawyer fees, land transfer tax, and any miscellaneous items as well that come up upon closing. Typically, you will need to budget about 2% to 3% of the total purchase price, but consult with your attorney and he'll let you know exactly ballpark what you can expect to pay given your budget, as well as the criteria that you're purchasing. For example, in Toronto, the land transfer tax is much higher than cities outside of that city, right? So it really does depend. And like I said, with Tristan Scott Real Estate, we got access to the brokers with the mortgages, as well as the home inspectors, as well as the attorneys. So like I told you in step 0, give me a call first and everything you need, we'll provide you along the way. Step number 11. Now comes the fun. You want to rent the property out. But like I mentioned in step 0, my team and I will help you along this process as well, because you can't just rent out your property to anybody. We make sure to do the due diligence, do the background check, do the credit record check, do the employment history check, right? All of these things are important to make sure that you're renting out your place to a suitable tenant. You want someone with a very high credit score, because that means they have a history of paying all of their bills on time. You want someone with strong employment, with a long record of work history, as well as a high position if possible, because you know that these people are less likely to lose their job, right? So they'll always be able to make their payments every month. And you want someone with a great character, and that comes in the form of their reference, whether it's someone in a high position in society that can vouch for this person and say that they're a credible person, or whether that's someone who previously rented to this person and they say that they took amazing care of their property, and over the past however long period of time, they were never late with their payments, etc., right? So all these things we put in place to make sure that we get the best possible tenant possible. Step number 12, scale. Now is time to scale your business. You got one property, now you're off to a great start. Now we got to do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again. That's how you build wealth, right? You want to get multiple properties. The more you can get, the better. And this is what it's all about, right? In Monopoly, you don't buy one property and sit back and chill. No, you scoop up as many as you can, and you develop and you build and you develop and you build, and that's how you create the wealth. For more information like this, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. It's been Tristan Scott, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace!
I go hard for my clients, give them everything I got. Chase my dreams every day, and I'm never gonna stop. Like a clock in perpetual motion, I got to keep it going. Like a river that keeps on flowing, turning into the ocean. I got the vision, and I am a man on a mission to